3, 2, 1. Bang. Welcome back to the number one podcast in the world. I'm joined today with the king of Boar Breakers, Jesse Kasher. Thank you for joining today, my man.
Yeah, all good, brother. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you on. You're one of the many people that Fahud's linked me up with, actually.
Yeah.
He's responsible, I think, for like half the guests on this podcast now.
Yeah. He's got connections, that bloke.
He's very well known, man.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
Crazy. So
Yeah.
for people who don't know, Fahud's our MMA coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
He brutally tortures us at Australian top team, to say the least.
Yeah, that's it. Makes us fight all the time when we don't want to. Pushes us that extra little bit. Makes us cry.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had a couple sessions in the drive home. I'm like, don't cry, don't be a bitch, man.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, oh shit, I think I've got a concussion. We went a bit hard this time.
Well, it's funny because our very few interactions that we've had together have been like punching each other in the head.
Yeah. That's
how I know you.
I get punches from you, you get punches from me.
Yeah.
It's a good way to meet, eh?
It is,
So
right?
Luca, Jesse, Luca. All right, now punch on.
I respect your fucking right hook, that's for sure. I feel that shit, man.
Yeah.
Why
man.
why MMA? How'd you get your start there?
So I did that. I started that when I was a kid. I was very young and I needed to get into something because I had a big mouth. I just always talk, you know what I mean? So my dad's like...
Get yourself in trouble?
Yeah, my dad's like, you need to learn how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started at like 5 doing taekwondo, karate and stuff, and I did that my whole life. And then I had a break and then I became a DJ, a pig hunter. Like I'm a jack of all trades. I've done everything, and then I gave it a rest. The martial arts and all that, gave it a rest. And I was like, I got my black belts. I'm good. I'm
Where'd
done.
you get your black belt in?
Taekwondo.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you got some mad kicks then.
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to. Now I need to stretch them all. But
Yeah.
I used to be very good at kicking. I used to kick high and, I used to be pretty good. But
it's such a hard skill to develop, like that ability, like that flexibility and that leg dexterity.
Yeah.
That ability to hit a target and snap at it very quickly.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's mainly focused on kicks.
Yeah.
Taekwondo's mainly kicks.
There's practically no boxing in Taekwondo.
Yeah, like little to no striking with the hands. There's not much, but yeah, you learn your kicks, and then when I went other places, that's where I was like, okay, there's more to this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, then I wanted to get into boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, all that stuff. And then I did it for another 5 years or whatever. And then I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to give it a break, play soccer and all that stuff, hunt, and just have my freedom, because it consumed my life for a long time. And it was getting boring and very repetitive. And then for some weird reason, I think it might have been because of anxiety or something like that, I needed to focus on something else, because I was doing bodybuilding for a long time, and that got boring after a while.
Bodybuilding is a very repetitive task.
And it consumes you.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
It's dead set. If you don't diet right, if you don't train right, why the fuck are you there?
There's no results.
No, it's I did it for a long time, man. I did it and I did it wrong for ages, and I kept on going and training my ass off.
What do you mean you did it wrong? How were you doing it?
Well, I was just going to the gym,
Yeah.
going home or grabbing Maccas or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not eating healthy. I was training, but I wasn't training all the body parts.
Yeah.
I was trying to, I was like, oh yeah, my top half will get big, and then don't worry about my bottom half. Legs don't matter, man.
Who gives a fuck about legs, right?
If you're wearing jeans, bro, who the fuck needs legs? It don't matter, bro. So, like getting into that and, eating 5-6 times a day and training for 3 hours and then doing cardio and shit like that, just so you can look great. For who? How long do you look in a mirror for?
Yeah.
How long do you look in a mirror for?
Depends who you ask, I guess.
Well, not that long. not 24 hours a day.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
So you're doing it for other people.
Yep.
And that's where it plays with your mind. That's where it's not for you anymore. It's you think it's for you, you say it's for you, but it ain't. You're doing it and you're
I
wondering
think-
what other people are thinking.
I think for a lot of people in the bodybuilding space, you find a lot of body dysmorphia.
100%.
A lot of people that are just obsessed with getting that perfect body and the perfect
Yeah.
amount of vascularity.
Yeah.
And, they're juicing up on every steroid they can get
Yeah.
a hold of and
Yeah.
lift heavier and push harder and don't eat anything. Like there's that kind of mentality behind it.
Yeah, 100%.
There's people that do it right and do it healthily, but I think in order to get into that top 1% of the bodybuilding space and to become like, elite athlete, like, yeah, unfortunately you do have to go through a lot of unhealthy.
You got to get on the gear. You have to. You can't. Look, you can go and look at the best natural bodybuilder in the world and you look at him and go, yeah, he's got a good body. But he ain't.
Who is he, Sian? Can you Google the number one natural bodybuilder right now? Let's find out who he is.
Just look up in Australia because there'll be other.
Yeah.
There'll be other. There'll be people who do take gear and stuff like that. But you can tell who's not natural.
Number one
you know.
what?
Natural bodybuilder.
Because that's how I know Nino. Yeah.
Well,
through the
he's
gym.
coming on straight after you.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's going to be?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're good mates.
I wish I knew that beforehand. Okay. Yeah, just go on images. We'll see what comes up.
So that bloke there, you go click on that bloke.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
So that bloke, you can tell
Full screen that for us.
He
just for
might-
the people at home.
he might be on the gear,
Yeah, but
but like you can just tell the difference.
I would argue that he's natural.
Maybe because the lats aren't massive.
And you're not seeing. It's hard to tell because like you can't see his abs, so you can't see if they're bloated or not.
Yeah.
But that is extremely, extremely difficult and extremely, extremely respectable, right?
Yeah.
Ryan Terry, big shout out to Ryan Terry.
But you got to remember with these natural bodybuilding organizations, they're not very popular. They're not that popular.
Exactly.
So where's their money coming from?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So why would they pay 10 grand or whatever it is? I'm just throwing a number out.
Yeah.
To go get a test for something that's not making that much money. They don't.
Yeah.
So people do cheat a lot in that industry as well.
Or the regulations are just very loose. And so what they define as a performance enhancing drug
Yeah.
isn't, it's not USADA backed.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? Test people for $10,000 for a plastic trophy for a win that nobody's going to remember in a year's time.
I've never heard of Ryan Terry up until this point.
Well, that says it all. But everyone else on there, I can guarantee you they're all on the gear.
Yeah.
Like most, like, look at that down there. You got a photo of Rich Piana on the left, there. On the right.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, the guy on the right's known for bloody
Full
steroids.
screen. That is ridiculous. He doesn't even look like a human being. He
Yeah.
looks like a Lego character.
Yeah, and the other ones, I'm pretty sure they're Jeff Side.
But
And that's debatable. He's saying he's natural, but
that's not debatable.
no one in the world
He's
believes
got
it.
more fucking steroids than Joe Rogan. He's pulsating testosterone. You know what the real issue is with testosterone enhancers in particular is that, sure, in your 20s and 30s, you can take it and it jacks you up. It does, like, assuming you keep training, like, because it's not just like you take the steroid and you're good to go. You still have to train. You still have to diet. Like, there's still stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it peaks your testosterone levels at your 20s and 30s, and so the spike downwards is so much faster for people that take it earlier on in life. And so in your 40s and 50s, where testosterone replacement therapy actually makes sense for people because they're having a natural decline in testosterone, because their body just isn't producing the same
That's
hormones
right.
as before.
Yeah.
Well, if you're taking steroids now, imagine what that turnout's going to be when you're 50.
Yeah.
Imagine
That's
how low your levels are going to be then.
Yeah, it definitely messes you up. Like, so that bloke on the right, Rich Piana, he actually died.
Really?
Yeah, and he was like 40-something.
Do we know how he died?
He passed out and hit his head, but he was on very high dosages. He was actually advertising his dosages on YouTube and everything running through it.
Right.
So he was on human growth hormone, and his blood pressure was through the roof.
Yeah.
Like, would have been crazy. And like he was constantly, apparently beforehand, he was going unconscious, like randomly at random times. And then once in the bathroom, I think that's how he fell and he hit his head. And yeah, he's dead now. So, but that you pay the price, man. You want to look like that. It's very dangerous. It's not, you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, you can't go don't think if you want to be and look like that everything's going to be fine and dandy after, because that's not normal.
Yeah.
To look like that is not normal.
And the problem is most people don't set out on the path to look like that anyways.
They don't.
It just evolves into its own beast.
That's right, because he would have been a little bloke at one stage and gone, oh, yeah, look at me, I look good. And then, you know, one injection after the other, you become that, and then you're like, I want to get bigger again. You take human growth, you take insulin.
In your experience with bodybuilding, were you ever exposed to steroids? Were you ever...
Yeah, I took steroids.
You took steroids?
Yeah, 100%.
How do you think it affected you?
High blood pressure, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it for a while. That maybe the anxiety and depression as well.
Oh, so it fucked you on an emotional level as well.
Yeah, it made it. Well, so what steroids does is so if you're going to have boldness one day, it runs in your family.
Yeah.
You're not going to randomly get boldness out of nowhere if you're never going to get it. You're going to get it if you're genetically going to get it, but you're going to get it sooner. You're going to get it at 21 years age.
Yeah.
Instead of getting it at 40 years. So it just speeds up everything.
And there's usually a telltale sign as well, right? Like you can feel your hair getting thinner, your hairline's receding a little bit.
So me, it doesn't run in my family, definitely. Right. But anxiety and depression do.
So is hair loss a byproduct of steroids?
Yeah.
Really? Fuck.
Pimples. There's a lot of things. They blow it up to be worse than what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
But mate, I did it naturally for a long time, and I did it properly for a long time, and just the difference is, it's the worlds away from a natural bodybuilder to somebody who's taking steroids. A natural guy, me, I wasn't making that much progress. To put on a kilo was a mission.
Yeah.
For me to go from, I don't know, about 70 kilos to 80 kilos in 15, 20 weeks, obviously bulking up and stuff like that, so there's a bit of fat and stuff like that, but to change from one body type to the other with steroids in one cycle is pretty common. It's very common. So you can go look like shit, and then if you train hard, diet, and take the right supplements and use performance enhancement drugs, you're going to see results.
Did you feel like your output as well was matched by it? Like, do you think you were able to bench more and curl more?
Yeah, but it never really bothered me. Stuff like that never really... I didn't care how much you could lift in the gym because you don't take dumbbells to the beach.
Yeah.
You don't go, you don't carry your weights around. You haven't got it tattooed on you that you bench 120 kilos. No one gives a shit, bro.
And to be honest, for most people, they can't even understand or wrap their head around what that weight really is.
Yeah. Well,
I'm benching 220. What the fuck does that mean?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I look like I can bench 220 and you bench 220, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
If I look better, I look better.
Yeah.
It does not matter. It doesn't matter.
So that pursuit, obviously, for you was, it was obviously very encompassing of your life, and it took up a lot of your time, and you got out of martial arts because of that. But hunting seems to be something that's always run through your life. Yeah. So I started hunting when I was about 10, 11 years old. I went with my cousin. He took me. He goes, "We need to go hunting. We need to go hunting." My mum didn't want me to go out to the bush because it's obviously the bush in a city slicker's point of view is a dark, dangerous place. You know what I mean? But it's actually where I prefer to be. The city, I feel like, is a dangerous place. When I go to the city, I get anxiety. When I go to the bush, I feel like I'm at home. So you go to the gym and stuff like that, or you go to other places, you have people talking bad at you, starting dramas, this, that. When you go out in the bush, man, the only thing that can get you and kill you in Australia, and in New South Wales, is a snake or a spider. Other than that, you don't have to worry. I hear you. But snakes and spiders are fucking terrifying.
Oh,
man.
nah, they're alright, bro. They won't hurt you. Just leave them alone. And
She'll be right.
you'll be alright, bro. There's no, yeah.
No, it's really fascinating because I've always admired the people that do that, and I've always admired the people that go out there and enjoy nature and go camping and go hunting and really embrace the outdoors. And it almost seems like there's like you're talking about before, like that noise and congestion that you get in the city life kind of dissipates when you're out there in the wild and you're looking over the stars and you're breathing in that fresh air.
Yeah. And that's what you do. Your shoulders drop. You just,
yeah.
thank God. You can feel it. As you drive from Sydney out to the bush, you can feel that, oh my God, thank God. I'm out of the traffic.
Yeah.
I'm out of there's no dramas. There's nothing. All I got to worry about is the goal. And the goal is to catch pigs or to camp or whatever it might be. For me, I like catching pigs with my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal. And then once I get in the bush, nothing else matters but the objective.
It's that ability to hone in on one single task.
That's right. Where in Sydney,
you're multitasking all day.
All day. Every second, every minute, every hour, you are... That's it. You're working. That's all you're thinking about. Thinking about this, that, what I'm going to have for dinner. There's
always what's next.
It's too much.
There's always that sensation of what's next. What have I got going on after this? Where else do I have to be? Who
And
do I
it's
have
a
to
rat
talk
race.
to? It's very much so a rat's race.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was going to. It's like, who do I need to talk to? What conversations haven't I replied to? And all we're really doing is churning this machine that is the economy and keeping things moving and fast and up to pace. But for a lot of people, it feels like you're not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
It feels like you're stuck in this one stagnant thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you see it, especially people that live in cities, there's so much more anxiety and there's so much more depression.
Because
so
there's a lot of
much more-
pressure. So what we're meant to do on this earth, humans, is we're meant to just survive and, have a house that, keeps us comfortable, keeps us warm, keeps us, alive, and go out and catch our food and, survive. And that's it. But we have just gone above and beyond. Look at this shit, man. People driving around in Lamborghinis, Teslas, this, that. Like, all we're doing now as humans is just making things easier.
Yes.
Things worked in the beginning. Look, they didn't work as good. People died at a younger age, but people are a lot happier. Like, I go up north to Cape York, and it's an Aboriginal town, and they have their houses and stuff like that. They go out and they hunt for their food, and they're a lot happier. Because why do you need to go out and work a 9-to-5 job just so you can go and have dinner at fucking Hurricanes, and then you're paying $120, $150 for a meal when you can go out, go shoot a cow, cut it up, and then bring it home to your family? That makes you so much happier than having to, you know what I mean? You're outlaying so much money for what? For what? So we can eat, do something that we've been doing for millions of years, hunting, but now it's stopped and people just want the easy way out. I want to go to the butcher and just go buy meat. Like, don't get me wrong, mate.
Oh, not even that, man.
I do it.
Yeah,
You
no,
know what I
but
mean?
it's not even that. For a lot of people, they don't even go to the butcher to buy the meat.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's like, fuck, where's the meal prep? Where's my
That's
master
right.
chef?
It's easier again.
It's that ease of access. It's that less friction.
That's
It's that
right.
ability and accessibility to keep things moving and churning.
Yeah.
And with technology, and look, I'm a hypocrite, look around, look at the studio we're in right now.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for all the technology and innovations that we've, benefited from as a society. Our cars run, our electricity runs, our water runs, and those are all because of things that we've been able to build and develop over time.
Yeah.
But I do 100% agree with you in the sense that as this rat race continues to grow exponentially, and as we are more interested in competing with China, and as we are more interested in the newest, latest, best thing, the most obvious example is the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Like when the iPhone fucking 28 or whatever's next drops, there's lineups around the store because we have to have the next thing, and I got to grab it because that's the way we're programmed. It's the way we're taught. So to find someone who's so, I guess the term would be like, who bucks that trend, who really is able to go back to the roots and origins and really dive into that hunter-gatherer kind of mindset is really fascinating for me.
It's different, especially a bloke that's from Sydney that does it, but there's a lot of people from Sydney that do it as well. But like, that is what surprises people a lot, at the bloke from Sydney. People in the country have been doing it. They have never stopped doing it. But the bloke from Sydney, the city slicker, going out there and going hunting is like crazy, and a lot of people don't know about it. They don't know about the way I hunt. People know about shooting and bow hunting and stuff like that, but hunting with dogs, it's a different world. It's not the same. It's I like it better. I've tried a lot of things. I veer towards that.
So we touched on it a little bit, but I want to go back to it. Yep. You said you started when you were about 10 or 11 years old. What was your first experience hunting? Like, what was your first experience going out to the outback or to the bush and, killing something for the first time?
Yeah, so it was I don't know. It felt like it was right. It didn't feel out of the ordinary as such when the first time I went. So we drove 8 hours. Mm-hmm. That was out of the ordinary because I've never done a drive that long, and I was sitting in the back of a space cab Hilux, and my back was killing me. I was 10 years old, and I'm just like, oh, you're there. I'm only young. But then we get there, and the objective was to find a pig. And then we get there, and then he's like, all right, we're here. My cousin's like, all right, we're here. And we keep on driving, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm going to get out and that. But with pig hunting with dogs, what you do, you drive and the dogs work the back of the ute. So you let them out of the cage, they jump on the ute, and they work, and they sniff. They try to get the scent of the pig. So you got to wait until you got to hunt and find, if you know the best spots, you go to those spots. You try to find that pig. So the dogs, they will jump off, and then they will scent track the pig, and then they'll go and they'll catch it and hold it for you until you get there. So that's what we did. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the dogs jump in between, but dry scent, and, it might have been old scent. So they jump off 3 o'clock in the morning, and they run out, and then they catch a pig, and then we go, and I'm running in the bush, and I'm like, oh shit, it's fucking dark. Like, Sydney dark ain't nothing like out there.
Yeah.
That's dark. They got stars out there. We haven't got stars here anymore.
Yeah.
But because of the light pollution. So out there, it's pitch black, and all I'm thinking of is like something grabbing me or attacking me or something like that. So I'm freaking out.
How old are you at the time?
10, 11.
Fuck,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, so my cousin's a tough bloke.
Fuck, 10 years old out there in the bush, running, chasing pigs, living like a real fucking human being, man. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And look, there's going to be a lot of, I hope not, but I think there might be some pushback on the dog hunting
100%.
thing.
Pushback on everything these days. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah, true. And so we will dive into like the reasons behind that as well, of course. But I think for someone such as yourself who really is able to thrive under those conditions and being introduced to it at such a young age and exposed to it and being out there and, chasing pigs and, running in the dark and experiencing like a real life human experience, that must have been so pivotal for you at a young age.
Yeah, it was different. So especially when you get to the pig. Then you get to the pig, and then the dogs are hanging off the ears of it, so they're grabbing it.
So at this point, you've released the dogs. They've gone and...
No, they're free on the ute.
Right.
They're free. They go backwards and forwards on the ute, and they'll sniff, sniff, sniff. And when they're ready, you're driving at 20 Ks. When they're ready, they'll go.
Oh, they just jump off and go.
They jump off and go.
Right.
They're not waiting for you. They don't care what you think.
Yeah.
If they know there's a pig and they're a well-trained dog.
What breed are they?
So the ones we had at the time were Great Dane Bull Mastiff. So that one just there.
The first picture?
Yeah, that first picture. So he's a Great Dane Bull Mastiff. Obviously, he's not the one I had when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
But we went with my cousin's
Gorgeous dog.
Yeah,
Look at that fucking muscularity. Look how healthy that boy is.
That's my baby boy. That's Bear. That's the first dog I got. So I got him, and then man, it's all about training dogs and just pumping the work into them. You got to get the pig numbers in. If you want that dog to be good, that's what you have to do.
And so you said you get to the pig and the dogs are hanging off by its ears. Did you say what they're like bitten into?
So you got one on one side, one on the other side. They're holding it like that, and they're holding it by the ears, and then you come up and you do it as quick as possible. You don't fuck around. You want the pig to be dispatched as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. So you grab its front leg, and you grab your knife. Your knife's about 8 to 10 inches, and then you put it straight into the heart. And
so you're like committing that final kill.
Yeah. So you don't mess around because you don't want that pig to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want the pig to suffer. You want to do it as soon as you can. And if it's a big enough pig, you don't want your dogs to get injured, which can happen because they have big tusks.
How big do these dogs get? Oh, these pigs rather.
Well, look at that one on the second row, but they can be up to the right.
I mean, that's fucking huge, man.
Yeah, so that was up in Cape York. That one on the right, I got that in New South Wales.
Holy fuck. If you're just listening, this thing is like, I'd say bigger than you.
Yeah.
I'd say bigger than you.
Yeah.
Bigger than a fully grown, how old are you?
I'm 24.
24-year-old man that used to bodybuild and do steroids, you know? Like, this guy does not fuck around. He's got a mean right hook. And that pig is bigger than you. How do they get so fucking big?
Just crop. They eat farmers' crops, and that's why we go after them, because they cause damage and cost the farmers hundreds of thousands, if not millions, a year. You know what I mean? So that pig there was probably 90 kilos. That's not the biggest I've ever caught. There's people who've caught them up to 180, 200, like just a joke, mate. Up in
200 kilos?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, bro. But that's one that's been around for a long time.
That's 2 fully grown men.
Yeah. Oh, and they look a lot bigger than you look at that pig down there. So
that's
3 rows
2 big
down.
Cesars.
To the left. Yeah. And he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. So that pig there was probably closer to the 100 mark. But even that, you can tell. You look at that pig and you look at me, and he's a fucking... That doesn't look like a human, man. That's a thick, that looks 100% bigger because they're shorter, and you got to put 100 kilos in those little short legs.
Yeah,
that's out here, mate.
So I don't want to lose people because these are confronting images if you're not exposed to hunting. Yeah, obviously for yourself, you live it and breathe it. So it's your
I don't
world.
find it odd.
Yeah, you don't find it odd, but like I'll admit, when I first scrolled through your Instagram page, I was like, oh, what the fuck, man? Like, what is this? But the real problem with boars and the real problem with pigs is that they breed really fucking quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Really fucking quickly. Like, from the age of 10 months old, they'll be breeding.
Yeah.
And they won't stop.
They won't. And they can do it 2 times a year, and up to litters up to between 10 and 20.
Holy fuck.
So if you do the math, which I'm not going to do because I'm not good at math, but 1 sow, which is a female pig, 1 sow, 2 litters a year, 20 pigs, let's just say 20 pigs, that's 40 pigs a year from her, just 1 pig,
And I bet those boars fuck.
They are, yeah.
They fuck.
They're out
lay
there, bro.
It down.
They're out there. They aren't fucking around, bro.
They don't fuck
and
around.
And the moonlight, they don't matter. It don't matter what time of day it is. It could be 40 degrees. It could be nice moonlight shining down on that pig. It don't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. If they want some puss, bro, they're going after it.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, bro. And that's just what happens. Like, they don't...
And so because they're able to breed so
they don't have breeding seasons either. Like, whereas deer...
So what, they don't go into estrus? Like, they don't have...
So deer have a rut.
Yeah.
So it's... I don't know much about deer, but I think it's once a year.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then the bucks, they will go crazy after these, after the females, and they'll do whatever. Like, mate, it will be in the middle of the road.
And that's usually when hunting season is, right?
Yeah, for them.
Yeah.
For them. So, yeah, they could be in the middle of the road. They don't care.
Yeah.
They'll do it. They go crazy. actually go crazy. And that's why deer hunters hunt.
I've got a couple friends like that.
That's why deer hunters hunt around that time, because it's actually easier, because they're a very scarce creature. They will only stay in the bush. But when the rut happens, they'll be out in the open. They don't care. They're not thinking about, oh, I've got to be safe, or I'm going to, hunters might get me. They're not thinking that. They're thinking, yeah, we're going out to get some bloody puss. You know what I mean, bro? They,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Whereas pigs, it's year round, bro. It's year round.
It's just fucking sausage fest all year round. They're laying down.
Yeah, and there's just pigs everywhere. There's like little suckers. And they're like...
And so when you expand that out, right, like, because I think the youngest they can start breeding is like 10 months or something. Like, it's very, very young. Yeah. So when you start expanding that out, you can see how one female pig, what are they called, the female ones? Sows. One sow can have up to 40 kids in a year, and then those kids are going to go and fuck. And they're going to go and have more kids from, the age of 10 months and do it for their entire life.
That's right.
We're at a point right now in Australia where there's almost 24 million wild pigs right now. Like, is that right?
I don't know.
Can we find out? Can we Google it?
Oh, you wouldn't know. Like they say, I'm saying I don't know because the fact that they go, estimated 2.4 million, but how do they fucking know?
Yeah, that's the
the bush is that dense. You can't just drive over with a drone and go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of pigs, mate, and it's just a joke.
No, you need to do wild pigs.
Yeah, there's and you got to think about there's pigs in Kemps Creek now.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, it was on the internet last month. I seen it.
How many? 24 million feral pigs in Australia, the majority of which are from Queensland, I believe, up north.
So they were brought from. So when they come in on the first fleet,
sorry to cut you off. Just 1 second. 24 million.
Yeah,
that's fucking nuts. There's 25 million people in Australia.
Yeah,
there's almost more pigs than people.
Yeah, I like it that way. I prefer it like that, bro.
That's fucking crazy. And then the devastation that they do to, sugarcane, that they do to waterways, that they do to, I mean, we can get into it, but like, it's fucking wild. They breed so quickly and they just fuck up so much shit.
That's millions and millions of dollars, mate. And who's paying for it? Someone's got to pay for it. It ain't for free.
Yeah.
And the government isn't going to go and give hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to farmers to help them out, because they barely helped them in the drought. Why would they help them with this? So our job is, as a hunter, to go out there and kill as many pigs as we can. As harsh as it sounds, it has to happen.
It's the reality of the situation.
So you get food on the table, and I get food on the table, that's what's got to happen. You know what I mean? Because they will go, if it's a big enough pig, mate, they'll go and tip over a lamb and kill it. And what if they do that all the time and they realise it's so easy to do? They'll do it. They don't care if you get food. They don't care if I get food. They don't give a shit about anything. They only care about themselves. They're a very stubborn creature. But everyone's stubborn. Whereas they will go as well. If you're a vegan and everyone became vegan, they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, let's just, we won't eat this much food because, the humans have got to eat too. They ain't thinking like that, bro.
Yeah.
They will eat a whole paddock if they can. It doesn't happen, obviously, but if they can, they will.
Well, the real issue with that you see with veganism is the fact that in order to produce the amount of soy and almond in particular that they need, it's all through monocrop agriculture. And because of monocrop agriculture, you actually fuck up the soil and the terrain that it's on, because you're not supposed to be able to produce hectares and hectares and hectares of soy or hectares and hectares of almond.
Yep.
It fucks the whole ecosystem up. And so suddenly there's all these little insects and animals and rats and mice. And as much as I hate them, like, they are a part of the whole diverse range of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And so it just can't be scaled up the way it's being sold to us that it can.
That's right. That's right. And they're the pigs, like, when they damage all this crop, what's going to happen? The farmers want their money back, eh?
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? They're going to bump up the prices. Because, they might be putting in acres and acres of this shit, but, and then they're losing a lot as well. But What, they're going to just throw that in the bin? No, they're going to bump up the price for everything
Well, they
else.
have to, because then you.
It's the,
If we turn it back into the boar conversation, when we talk about the things that they have to do in order to control that, the fencing, the trapping, I know they use a lot of like chemicals and stuff.
1080.
What's 1080?
That's the poison they use.
Right.
They use that in national parks, in state forests, the little, and farmers use them when they're lambing. So lambing is when the sheep are having their lambs, obviously. So they're very young. So they put 1080 down for mainly foxes and pigs, and to stop those feral animals going after their lambs.
So you were telling me a little bit before about how we even got into this situation. How did this start? How did Australia end up in the position that it's in?
So the first fleet. So when they came from Europe, they were like, shit, we're going to discover a country or whatever. I didn't know if they knew it was there or whatever it was. But we're going to go there, and we don't know what's there. There's no internet. You can't text a mate and be like, oh, what's over in Australia? They don't know. So they brought over pigs as a food source, just in case something happened. Like they didn't, like they had a food source.
Because they had no idea what they were getting into.
Mate, you could go to Australia. It didn't happen, but you could go to Australia and they could be nothing.
Yeah.
But just imagine going to Australia, and you go from Britain, you go to Australia, and then you go and you see an animal, and that animal starts bouncing away, and just like this big bear looking thing goes bouncing away at like 50 k's an hour.
Yeah.
Flying. How the fuck are you going to catch that thing? And they're trying to shoot it. They can't shoot this thing because it's dodging side to side and they're hard to get.
Yeah.
That would have surprised the shit out of them.
Yeah, they never would have seen a kangaroo. Isn't that weird, right? Like it would have been like finding an alien. Like you never would have seen this thing in your entire life. And then suddenly it's just like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah.
You know?
And the speed of it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have seen anything like that in Britain. Like a deer be the closest
So
thing.
obviously they would have brought the boars then because they breed very quickly and it's sort of been able to.
Well, they always knew that.
Yeah.
There was always farms in Britain and stuff like that, and they knew that pigs breed quick, and they're a good food source.
Yeah.
You get your protein out of it and all that shit. But so they used that, and then obviously they might have penned them up. I don't know exactly what happened, but they got out, and they, obviously just kept rooting and stuff like that. And then it expanded, and then they just went out throughout the whole of Australia. Like everywhere in Australia has it. Everywhere. Like they would have had them in Sydney, in the city at one stage. But because of us, they've pushed out. Now they're in the Blue Mountains, they're out west, they're in Western Australia, Northern Territory, Cape York, Queensland. Like they're everywhere. In the little islands off Australia, they're there too. Like,
fuck.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Fuck.
Yeah, and that's where they've kind of fucked up, because they've gone and they're like, okay, we're going to have a food source. But that's all it really was. They didn't think that it was going to bite them back in the ass years later. But it's kind of common sense.
Human beings are notorious for being quite short-sighted, and unfortunately this is like the unplanned byproduct of something that happens because, it does offer a potential food source, and, you don't want people going hungry, you don't want people starving.
Yeah, that's right.
But there is the reality that you could really... There seems to be a balance in nature that really shouldn't be fucked with that often.
You shouldn't. You should just leave things the way they are.
Yeah.
Like Australia keeps them like, I'm not very smart when it comes to like all these other things, but they introduced things like the fox because of the rabbit, and they introduced cane toads and stuff like that.
The cane toads was the big one, right?
Because, the cane bug or something like that. So they're a massive issue now.
Yeah.
So they introduce these things, and then those things that they introduced to get rid of the other thing, those things are becoming the problem now.
And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because then they'll just introduce a new concept to deal with the cane toads.
Yeah, I think now they're a bit smarter, but they fucked up a lot. But mate, but the pig numbers have to come down. They keep on going up, and we are making a dent, but
what's the most effective way of killing these pigs?
With dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah, I think so. Well, they do helicopter shoots.
Yeah.
But I think that's... I just think like it's not a very humane way.
It's very cold.
You know what I mean? Like they're going and they're shooting from the sky and they're going, okay, there's 100 pigs there. And they're just going bang, 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 bang. They're not.
They're using like
they're not shooting
heavy machinery.
They're
as well.
shooting the shit out of them. Yeah. They're not saying, oh yeah, that one's dead. No, they probably just hit that one in the back leg. You know what I mean? And now it's like, now it's limping away and it might have to suffer for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Whereas
it's not a clean kill.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. That's why I don't like it. With dogs, your dog runs out and grabs a pig by ear, you run up and stab it, it's dying.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that it's holding the pig. It's the only problem.
So it depends how long it takes you to get from where you are to the pig. That determines how long it suffers for.
Basically. But the thing is, mate, like, I don't even want to say this, but like, what do you rather?
Yeah.
Do you want to get shot in the leg and wait a couple of days? Do you want to eat a poison that may take, who knows how long it will take? You eat that poison, what if they just have a bite of it? They don't eat the whole thing. Then they're suffering slowly until the day they die. With the helicopters, same thing. Like, there's always gonna be something. These greenies, these vegans, they can always whinge. They'll always whinge. To the day the world ends, they will fucking whinge about everything. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. A chicken can't even fucking lay an egg anymore without somebody chucking a hissy fit over it. Like, fuck. Like, it doesn't matter, man. And these farmers cop it too, big time.
I understand the vegan perspective, right? It's very easy to get your head around, and it's very simplified for most people.
Because they are very simplified. Their brains are very fucking simple. There's not much to their brain. They think their way is the highway, but that's not how the fucking world works.
I don't know if they're all like that, man. I don't know if they're all like that.
I've ran into a couple.
Yeah, I know. And look, there are definitely loud, outspoken vegans out there that will stuff their propaganda down your throat until you're there.
Activist vegans.
Yeah, of course. We're talking about the extremes.
We got Farwood, who's the worst vegan in the world. We've talked about that the other day. Like, he's a vegan, but
he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's not. He's vegan because of health.
Yeah.
And because of fighting, you know.
Look, that's kind of the point I was alluding to. For a lot of people, veganism is a health option.
Yeah.
It's a choice that you make because your body responds well to those things for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's just a natural... As similar as we are as human beings, we've all got very different gut biomes. We've all got very different biological makeups. We've all got very different orientations as to where we come from, and so our diets are going to differ widely.
Yep.
Widely, you know, there's some people that thrive on a carnivore-only diet. You know, especially people with autoimmune system issues. They struggle with being able to process vegetables and fruit and carbohydrates. Yeah. And then you've got the other end, that people that actually thrive on a vegan diet, you know, and they, for whatever reason, eating lots of fruit and vegetables and, you know, things that are marketed to us as good stuff, they thrive on that. And that's okay. Both can coexist.
Yeah.
But I don't think either extreme should be trying to
force
market share. That's really what it is.
Like, look, if you want to fucking eat vegetables, you go eat as much vegetables as you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to make me care what you eat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking force it on me. I don't want to eat it. If I want to go out hunting and go catch pigs, I'm going to go out hunting and catch pigs. If you want to go fucking eat broccoli or chickpeas or all this shit, you want to do that? Go do that. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. But that's not how it works for them. They think they can get their lifestyle and force it on every other person. I've got to live like them. Why? Because they're simple-minded. They're very just think about that for a second. Okay, this is what I believe in, so you have to do it too.
It's almost like a religion.
Are you kidding me?
It's almost like a religion.
And yeah. Well, I'm not the most religious person in the world. I was born a Catholic and all that stuff. But as the world goes on, you know, science is more improved and whatever. But that's why I don't. I'm trying to word this right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't like the way that they, with baptisms and christenings, how you're starting your kid off at a young age, getting them to believe in what you believe because that's what you want.
I have a close friend. Well, I wouldn't say close friend, but I have a friend that I used to work with, and beautiful, beautiful girl. Just had a kid actually, and has got the child straight into a vegan diet. Now,
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, as respectfully as I can, because is my friend at the end of the day, and I care and love about them. It was very confronting for me at first to kind of accept that, man. It's tough, but it's at the end of the day, it's not my place to weigh in.
Obviously, no. Look, I'm not gonna even me or you. We can't go. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that.
Exactly,
because then we will be like them.
But it does kind of. You start to see the parallels in how people associate themselves to their ideas, and I think that's the bigger conversation here. People get so married to an idea or a concept, a way of living life, that it starts to become a generational thing. It's like, well, in this family, in this tribe, in this group, whatever you want to call it, this is how we think, and you have to follow our rules if you want to be a part of the tribe.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as human beings, we're all just looking for tribes. We're all just looking for people that think like us and that we can belong with, and you start to see a lot of echo chambers and self-fulfilling prophecies. And so if you only surround yourself with people that are really into pig hunting, for example, right?
Yeah.
Of course you're going to think this is the greatest thing in the world, and we are saving the planet, and we are doing everything that we possibly can because you're around people that believe and think the same things. But I don't think that's necessarily where the healthiest perspectives come from, because I think as well you need to be willing and prepared to get your ideas challenged.
Yeah. And like you said, you can't be married to your own ideas. Like, you can't... You got to be open to everything.
Yeah.
So, I was in the city once, and my girlfriend was in a makeup store. And we had the animal activists outside chanting with speakers and all loud, pigs squealing, and just...
Really?
They're wearing all this red... they're wearing white and then red, like, blood, like, paint on them.
Ah, they dressed up like tampons.
Basically. Yeah. So, I was like... My missus is like, oh, babe, I'm going to go in there, and I'm looking at them, and they're not far. And I'm looking at them like that. She goes, babe, I'm going in there. I'm like, okay, I'll be out here. She's like, Jess, don't. I'm like, just give me a minute. And she's like, fuck, here we go. So I've gone up to them. And I'm just looking at, like, what they're talking about. Like, I wasn't up in their face. Yeah. I was standing away from them. And just saying what they were going on about. I wanted to listen and get an idea. What was the problem? And their main problem wasn't hunting. It was factory farming. Mm-hmm. So with factory farming, it's not even, you're not on the same wavelength. It's not the same shit. It's completely different. They're going out, they're slaughtering animals just on a fucking, on a train line, like just going bang, bang, bang.
Well, it's
bang.
called factory farming for a reason. It's almost like they're producing iPhones. It's
that's right.
Cow, chicken.
I have no place to stand on this matter at all. But the bloke comes up to me and he's like, "How you going, mate? What do you think?" And I'm like, "Look, I don't know what to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks pretty bad. Like, like the videos did look, the way they were treating the animals wasn't very humane." And he goes, "Oh, okay, have you ever thought of becoming a vegan?" I go, "Listen, no." And he goes, "Why not?" I go, "Because I'm a pig hunter." And he goes, "Oh, you're a pig hunter?" And then I was like, "Oh, fuck, here we go."
5 people just turned around.
Yeah. So then...
Hunter?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. 3 of them come up to me and they're like, they're like, "Oh, you're a pig hunter," and all that stuff. I go, "Sure am." And they go, what do you think about this? You probably like this going on. I go, "Look, I think there's a humane way to do things, and then there's a way that's not so humane." And they're like, how do you hunt? And I go, "Hunt with dogs." And they're like, "How is hunting with dogs humane?" I go, "Because I do it as quick as I can." And then I go, and they go, "That's not humane." And I go, "What about shooting?" They go, "That's not humane." I go, "So what's a humane way to kill things?" And they go to me, "There's no humane way to kill things." And I go, "Well, fucking, how are we meant to eat?" And they go, "Eat vegan." So that was their mindset,
Yeah.
right? Not like, let's try to figure out a way we can do it. They're thinking of it's our way or the highway. And I spoke to them and I go, look, we can't be vegan. We can't all be vegan. If we are, you're going to kill more animals than just if you kill a cow could last you and your family maybe up to a week or two. I'm not sure. I've never had a whole cow to myself.
Would be nice.
Oh yeah, it is actually. I've had fresh cow.
Really?
Very fresh, delicious. But anyway, so one cow could last 2 weeks.
Mm.
But if you're a vegan and everyone's vegan, right? And you got birds, you got pigs, you got kangaroos, you got emus, you got mice, you got all this other shit. All of them got to go. So I'm only after a target species, which is pigs. Mm-hmm. So pigs are the only thing that's going to be in trouble if they come across me, right? Other than that, the birds can chirp. The kangaroos can jump. I'm going to leave them alone. But if I'm a vegan if I'm a hunter, right, and I've got to make sure that this crop can't be touched because everyone in the fucking world is vegan, what are you going to kill? Everything. You're going to kill everything. Everything's going to die. In that paddock that's not meant to be there, or every animal in that paddock that's not meant to be there is going to die. So more things are going to die just so you can get your bloody acai bowl, your fucking quinoa shit, all that, everything has to die. Nothing will be living or breathing in that paddock.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. See, I'm having a bit of an audio issue. I don't know if it's the headphone or if it's the audio, the microphone. Are the levels still good on your end? Can you still hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just my headphone. That's fine.
You want to switch?
No, it's fine. I might have just bumped something here. Yeah, no, there we go. I agree with you because I think what you're saying is absolutely true, right? Like the vegan thing, to make it sustainable and long-term at mass scale is very, very difficult to do. Arguably unhealthy for a lot of people and definitely unhealthy for the wider population. Mm-hmm. As far as I understand it to be at this point in time, my perspective might change. You know, I'm not married to that idea either. But I really think what the struggle is going to be, man, is if you... At the end of the day, Mother Nature doesn't give a fuck, man. No. She does not give a flying fuck. You know, you go put a vegan in front of a grizzly bear and tell me how vegan they're feeling.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Tell me how vegan they're feeling after
this
that.
Is what I would do. If you were to go get a vegan, take her out to the bush in America, Montana, wherever it is, where they got bears, and you give that vegan a gun and a grizzly comes after that person, how vegan's that vegan going to fucking be?
Exactly, man. It's
not that vegan.
Yeah,
I can promise you.
I
can promise you that gun will go off as many times as it can, and if it's got 6 bullets, it's going off.
Have you ever encountered anything that's been like dangerous? Have you ever felt like you were put in a really shitty position because of hunting?
Maybe snakes.
Snakes.
I haven't had I've jumped over snakes. Like I've been running through the bush where the dogs are on a pig. I heard it squealing. And I've gone through and I've seen the snake as I was jumping, and luckily my stepping was good and I just leaped over at that last minute. But it wasn't after me or anything like that. I've had pigs get loose of the dogs.
What happens then?
Break free. So the dogs will grab the pig and the pig swings its head, knocks the dog off and comes running straight at you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, bro. Mate, you haven't fucking lived until that. Yeah.
So what do you do then? Like, you've got this wild fucking hog just coming at you. What are you doing?
Mate, you got to jump. You got to get out of the fucking way. Because he's coming after you for a reason. He's not
happy.
Put it this way, he's got left or right to go, but once he breaks free and he sees you, he's like, I'm coming after you. But he still wants to get away. He'll knock you over and go. I've got mates in the NT that have been ripped really bad, ripped up the side of their legs, big gashes, and puts people in hospital. I got a mate, actually just happened up in Cairns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got bailing dogs. So bailing dogs are like sheep dogs. So your border collies, your kelpies. So all they would do is bark. So they'll find the pig and they'll bark, bail, and keep the pig in the same spot. They'll try to keep it down till the farmer comes, whereas my dogs lug, which is they grab the pig. So
sorry, just 1 second. Sian, can you just lower the levels a little bit? It's a bit loud. Thank you.
yeah, so he was in there. His dogs were bailing the pig, so the pig's still free.
Mm-hmm.
It has a perimeter, it can walk around, it's turning and stuff like that. And the dogs are bailing it, and he's walked up to it with a spear. He's got a long spear. He's gone up beside it, and he's hit it straight in the armpit. Where you're meant to hit it, he's hit it good. But this pig had maybe 20 seconds to live.
Right.
And that 20 seconds he made the most out of. It was his last 20 seconds, and he's gone straight after my mate.
No.
And he's fucking hit him. And he's ripped him, eh? Like big
Because they've got the horns, right?
tusks.
Tusks, rather. Sorry. Can we pull up a photo again of one of the one where you can see the tusks?
So that one there.
Because I imagine that's what they're using, right, to tear people up.
Yeah.
They're really that one that you can see it straight ahead. Oh no, that's for your dog.
So that one up there on the right that we were at before. So that one's got big hooks there. Yeah, that one's got big tusks. So those there, they're razor sharp.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on that, Sian? Is that possible? No? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, those are pointy motherfuckers, and that's straight bone. Do you know what I mean? Like that is.
And they're pointed out for a reason.
Yeah.
They're pointed out to do damage. Those ones on the top are their grinders. So when they chew, they're constantly filing those tusks, making them sharper. Those top ones there. So if they go out like that, they got the grinders here there. When they chew, they're going like that.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, bro.
They're just constantly sharpening that blade.
That tool. That's their weapon.
Fuck.
Yeah. And that kills a lot of dogs. If you don't have the right protection on your dog, that will kill your dog.
Fuck.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But that's the
name
of the game.
If that's ever happened to you?
No.
Thank God, right?
Hasn't happened to me, but has happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy for a pig to hit an artery.
Yeah.
Even you. Like, they can hit your artery quick, easy. You can kill them.
So
you can kill
just
a person.
imagine that, like that sharpened bone just coming straight at your legs, because that's usually the height that they're at, right? Like I'd imagine you need a waist height.
Just depends how big the pig is, obviously.
Yeah.
But
on average, what would you say?
Height?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably from the ground up to your quad. I don't think they would ever get to. Like they do get to like waist height type thing, but
very
like
rarely.
Yeah, but yeah, it just depends on how leggy the pig is, where the pig is, but like, mainly it's and around the quad area.
That blade is just coming at your legs, man. Like that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, you got to make sure your dog hangs on good. If you're bailing, so the way I would do it if I had bailers is I'd have finder bailers that go out there, bail the pig in an area, and then I'll walk a dog in that lugs. And then when that dog hits, you fucking stand clear, stand behind a tree, whatever, because obviously when the dog hits them, they just go and hit them hard. It's a big rumble. There's dirt going everywhere. There's a pig throwing your dog up in the air. He's swinging around in circles like it's a very
scene.
Oh yeah, mate. I love it. But like I'm getting like G'd up right now, bro. I'm gonna leave here and go straight up to the bush, man. Dogs go flying everywhere, and so the way I do it like that: drop the dog on, he grabs it. Once he has control, I go in, I do what I got to do as soon as I can. Right? I think there's no best way to hunt pigs. There's the way I do it is not the best. The way that bloke, my mate up in the Cape, does it isn't the best. But it's the area in which he hunts. So where he hunts up in...
So you have to adapt to your terrain, I imagine.
That's right. So bear's 30-something kilos, 35 kilos. He would not...
Bear is your dog, for people that don't know.
Yeah. Bear's... He's 35 kilos. He wouldn't be ideal for the mountains, even though...
Is that bear there?
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking dog, man.
Yeah, so he's not ideal for the mountains, but I hunt him in the mountains.
Right.
So an ideal dog, if you go back, please, bro, would be your lighter dogs, like that one right there. That's Chuck Norris.
You named your dog Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
I love that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, so Chuck Norris is a lighter dog.
Right.
He isn't as hard as Bear. He's very hard, but by himself, he will bail. He's
Right.
very smart because he's a border collie. He's very fast because he's a greyhound, and he's very tough because he's a bull terrier. So they have those little bits in them. You're getting a Dane Mastiff, and a Great Dane Bull Mastiff is a very tall dog and a very strong dog. You put them together, you got a tall, strong dog. Then if you go back again, I have 5 dogs, so every dog hunts differently.
Right.
So if you go...
We just passed one.
So where's another one? I haven't even got photos of the other ones. Hold on.
Do you have favourites?
So yeah, so that one there on the right, up
and on the right.
Right there. Yep, that one there. That's Stormy.
Holy fuck, that is such a big oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's Storm. So Storm
And that's
is
obviously
very...
the protection you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's got like some, is that leather? Is that like leather straps?
That's Kevlar and seatbelt.
right.
So seatbelt, a lot of people wouldn't know, but seatbelt is a very, very tough material.
I
Like
know,
if you
fucking
go
yanking
if
it,
you
isn't
go
it?
put a knife in it, if you got double layer seatbelt, you're gonna struggle to put a knife in it. And you don't need to put a knife in
Yeah.
it. Really, it's protecting tusks. They are razor sharp, but
it's not a Stanley
9
knife.
times out of 10, they're not getting through.
Yeah.
If they do get through, you're very unlucky. But yeah, so that's Storm. Storm's very tough. She's probably the toughest dog I have. She got no brains whatsoever, so I don't really take her hunting. Because she's hard to teach, and I wanted her just to breed, but unfortunately she can't even have pups. So,
Oh no.
but I've been stuck with her. I love her. Like she's
gorgeous.
So
man.
when
She's
I go up,
fit as well.
yeah, when I go up to Cape York, I'll take her. Because I don't want to take my best dog because it's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
But I will take my toughest.
That is a crazy size pig, man.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's
And
like what?
That would
Probably
be
the size of this
that'd be
table,
over.
I'd
That'd
say.
be over 100.
It'd be roughly the size of this table, but just heavy
Oh,
weight.
yeah. Well, we dragged it out and hung it up on the ute. And let's just say, dead weight is fucking, especially 100 kilo dead weight. It took me and my mate to drag him out, and my mate's 6'5". He's over 100 kilos, and we struggled.
Yeah.
Like that pig is fucking massive. Like, yeah,
You were talking a little bit before about those, like, that 20-second kind of period where the pig's not dead, but it's dying.
depends where you are. If you're out west, it could be anywhere. Like, you don't know because the dogs can go over a K, which I didn't mention before, but the dogs can go easily over a K to go look for a pig. You might, if the country's real thick and you can't get to that pig, mate, they might be holding it for 20 minutes, half an hour. Until you get there, they aren't letting go. They might get bashed and ripped up and all that stuff. They are not going to let go until you get there. They're going to the death. They're not fucking around, these dogs. They will not let go. That's the whole objective. The whole objective is to find the pig and hold it till I get there. And with that, those chest plates, so that dog there, that black one, those chest plates are what protect the dogs.
Yeah.
And that's as much as you can do. You get there as quick as you can, you don't fuck around, and you
Yeah.
put those chest plates on and the tracking collars. Those tracking collars will track your dogs up to so many bloody meters, like
Yeah.
Ks, whatever it is. And then you know where your dog is, so you get there as soon as possible. That dog there, so I got Bear first, and that dog there's name's Niggs. I didn't name him. I didn't name him. I bought him. I had Bear and I started Bear and I got him on pigs, but it was very difficult because I didn't have a main dog.
What's the process like training these dogs? How do you train a dog to hunt? Because I know for sure my fucking dog won't do it.
What's your dog?
I got a little fucking terrier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tiny little thing. Yeah, it doesn't fucking
probably-
get anything.
It probably go have a bite at a pig, but it probably would have.
Not even.
Oh, mate, they fucking.
He's being trained to be a couch dog, man.
Yeah, I've seen
Fucking-
little tiny dogs. Like
Yeah.
I had a Chihuahua. I never took her hunting.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to show her a pig, yeah, she'd bite on the ass for sure. Oh, she was a nutcase.
Is that just instinct? Like, do they all just naturally
Dogs,
go
that's
for
what dogs are for.
Right.
Dogs are people who get dogs and go, oh, it's my baby.
Yeah.
It ain't your fucking baby. like, look, I say he's my baby boy because he's my kid. He's like my
Yeah.
kid. But in the end of the day, these dogs right here, you got to treat them like they are
Hunters.
hunting dogs.
Right.
They need to be disciplined because you're training it to go chase an animal.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't train that dog good or you don't take it out for a long time, it's going to chase other animals you don't want it to chase,
Right.
right? So you got to train those dogs very well.
Very specifically to get used to the
You
scent.
do.
So that's where I was leading to with the question is how do you do that? What's this step-by-step process?
So when I started, I got Bear as a pup.
Yep.
So if you scroll all the way down, you'll see Bear when he was very young.
Mm-hmm.
I got him, right? And the thing is to put your dogs on the pigs. So if you're doing it by yourself or you're doing it with a mate, they're two different things. If you got a mate that has dogs that are already going, it's a lot easier. If you're doing it by yourself, it's a lot harder, right? So I started with my cousin and I went out with my cousin and then he basically said to me, mate, I can't spoon feed you. You need to go out there and do it yourself. That's how that's how you're going to learn. You're not going to learn when I baby you. You need to go out there and go do it. So that's what I had to do. He told me spots to go where I could go find pigs and stuff like that. And I put Bear on pigs like I was just going. You'd see a pig up ahead and you're going and then you're running towards the pig and hoping Bear would chase it. And you do that enough and eventually your dog chases
So
and
it's
goes.
literally just showing the dog, hey, here's a pig.
Well,
Let's go
a
fucking
dog's
get it.
objective. A big dog, whether it be a bird in your backyard and you've just got a pet, your dog wants to chase it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, if it's a
fucking
cat.
6 a.m.
A cat, yeah. Like people say dogs hate cats. It's not true. Like they don't hate cats in particular. They just will hunt anything that's in your backyard. They want to catch it. They want to chase it. So that dog instinctively will do that.
Right.
He will chase that pig. If you got the good dog or if you got a shit dog, it ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? So I did that with Bear and got enough like pigs into him and stuff like that. He knew what he was doing. And then I'm like, I need a bit of a hand finding pigs. I want him to find. I don't want to just run out and just put him onto pigs. I want him to be able to jump off the ute and go find pigs, you know? And I didn't feel like I could do that without the help of another dog.
Right.
So if you have a mate that has dogs that will do that, obviously you take your dog with your mate all the time and they'll learn like that. But in my circumstance, I didn't. So I went and bought Niggs. And Niggs already knew what he was doing. And he basically brought Boar Breakers to life. So that's when the numbers started picking up.
Mm.
That was when I was going out with Bear by himself catching one pig. And then when I was going out with Niggs, I was catching 15, 20.
Holy fuck. One go?
Yeah. So in one hunt, yeah. I'd go, just depends where you go. You got to have the right place, you know.
But
and
still, that's a crazy amount.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess, yeah, if you think about
Well,
how many fucking there are.
Look, if I tell you to go outside right now, go walk down the road and count how many birds you can see in the sky, right? You're going to count. You're going to see a lot. But with a dog, you know, he's going to find those ones that you would have never seen. The ones up in the tree.
Right.
He'll put his head up in the tree.
because they've got that heightened sense of smell. And,
That's what they do, bro.
yeah.
And look, we were good at hunting. Everyone was good at hunting, like, obviously millions of years ago. But now we're so, like we said before, everyone's gotten lazy and stuff like that. We've lost our instincts.
Mm.
But for me and a lot of other hunters, they will go out and they just feel like the way I do, go, wow, this feels so normal. This feels normal. This feels right.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it that feels right. And the excitement, like I've taken out mates that have never been hunting and the excitement they have
yeah.
it's very strange to me. You've never caught a pig before. Why are you excited? Like why are you excited? Because it runs deep. That shit runs deep, man.
There's years and years of evolution that occur in the human body, and especially in dogs as well, of course, but just speaking specifically on humans, there's years of evolution of, information being passed on from generation to generation, not just a way of transferring like me and you talking to each other, but instincts, like there's something embedded in our DNA as human beings that really passes on these lifelong messages. And I think if you are able to hone into those instincts that still lie there, then you're going to find that natural release of serotonin.
That's
and
right.
all those natural release of endorphins when you do go and kill something.
That's right.
Which is so reverse to the way we're being programmed, because we're
100%.
programmed not to be like that. And
That's
we
right.
kind of, you open the butcher door and you see all the cows hanging there, and you're like, holy fuck. But
Yeah.
that's the reality of the situation. Your T-bone steak came from somewhere. Your sirloin came from somewhere,
It didn't just grow out of the ground.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't know. But I don't want to bloody get into those depressing vegan people. But, the activists, sorry. But, so he will go, and then Niggs will go out and find the pigs.
Yeah.
Go over a K and find the pigs. Bear will follow him. He will follow him, and then they'll catch the pigs together. And then after that, hundreds of pigs later, Bear learned. He's like, okay, so Niggs passed away. And Bear at the start he was just a bit like, he was a bit very scarce, like didn't want to leave the ute, didn't believe in himself. When I seen him with Niggs, he would go without Niggs and go catch a pig himself. But for some reason, once Niggs died, he didn't step up as that main dog. And then after a while, just taking him out, he got his confidence back. He goes, okay, look, I'm the main dog. This is what I got to do. I know what I got to do.
Isn't it funny how much their personality shines?
Yeah.
Like you can really read it.
Yeah. When you spend a long time with dogs, you learn to understand them, how they work. And they all are very similar, but so very different.
Yeah.
Like every dog has a different personality. I'll say that Chuck Norris, got Chuck Norris and you got Bear. Bear took a lot longer than what Chuck Norris did.
Right.
Chuck Norris is still a puppy and he can do the job on his own.
Yeah.
But Bear took a lot longer. They're just very different, but they're the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so it's basically it's a numbers game. You get the numbers in, and you will get the job done.
So once you're landing those 10 to 15 kills a hunt.
It could be anything, mate.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 15, 20 kills a hunt. Like if you go to the pine forest, which is up in the Blue Mountains, if you go out there, you won't catch 15 pigs a night. No way.
Right.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
You will catch maybe a couple pigs a day, something like that, maybe 2 pigs a day. That's if you've got great dogs, because it's so thick and it's so thick and they're so hard to catch. It's not easy. So, but you will still train your dog like that.
Yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So my question where I was leading with that though is that because you're so exposed to these wild pigs, are you ever concerned at all about like the case of possibly passing on infection to your dogs or anything like that? Because that is like, isn't that like a reality of pig hunting in particular, is that they are prone to things like, and I'm gonna have to look to my screen for this one because I can't pronounce it.
I can do it for you. Brucellosis.
That's the one. And leptosis, is that right?
I don't know. That might be a new one.
Leptospirosis, something like that. Leptospirosis.
Yeah. So they do have diseases, but so brucellosis is mainly in Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when the pigs get brucellosis, especially a boar, which is a male, their testicles actually grow abnormal sizes. Like if you want to look it up, go for gold.
Yeah,
like,
I want to look at some.
Like you can see clear as day that pig has brucellosis.
Sian, type up pig with. I'll send it to you because you're not going to be able to spell this. Hang on. I'm messaging the podcast page now. Just jump on Instagram. It should be the latest DM.
Yeah. So that there, if you see a pig with that, you get your dogs off. Like, you kill the pig, obviously, get your dogs off as soon as possible. You don't want them licking the blood.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to be eating that pig.
Right.
So there's that. In sows, I haven't never come across a pig with brucellosis.
Right.
But in sows, you can't tell.
Really?
No, you can't tell. I think there's probably ways you can, but no physical ways where you can look at them because they don't have testicles.
Yeah.
Depends if they identify as a sow. It just depends, these days, man. I don't want to get myself in trouble and be calling boars sows and sows boars.
How dare you call me a sow, sir? I'm a boar.
You gotta be careful, bro. You never know.
Oh, you know what my favorite page for that kind of shit is?
So that there on the, sorry, mate.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, is that it there? That fourth one?
What is that?
Fifth
Is that a
one?
pig? Yeah.
Pull
Click
that
on
up. Whatever the fuck that is, I want to see that.
So you can, that doesn't look like a wild pig, but it's the same shit.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
those are fucking huge.
Yeah, they're big nuts.
Holy shit. That actually looks painful, right?
I don't know. I haven't asked.
I've never had nuts that big, but holy fuck, that's like is the size of its quad.
Yeah. Like I've actually seen a wild pig. Somebody posted it up, and yeah, that's basically what it looks like.
That is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's how you know with a boar.
Yeah, that's a telltale sign. That's impressive, but
Yeah. But yeah, that's
That boar
you will know because that stands out.
that boar fucks.
Like, I don't know about anymore.
it would have to.
I don't know.
It would have to,
Like,
right?
it doesn't look like he fucks at all. He looks like he's full. Might be a virgin or some shit, bro. I'm not sure, bro. I don't know. He's probably fucking, I don't know. The chicks, he's not good with talking to the girls. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he just gets played a lot. Like he has to take these fucking.
That's a
the
definition
sows
of
out.
that's blue balls right there.
Takes them out to fucking dinners and stuff, and roll around in mud.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
whatever, and then they just play him for his best
He
friend.
just hasn't got money. That's all it is. You need
Right.
money. If it depends what kind of area you're in. If you're close to
True.
Sydney, you definitely need money.
Yeah,
And that ball right there has none of it.
Well, that ball could never fucking identify as a sow ever. It's too big. It has to get a
bro.
point where your balls are just too big.
Yeah, that's right. I think he's past that point. Like, you see pigs and like you can, so the scent comes out of their feet. It actually
Really?
doesn't come out of their skin. So that's why a lot of Muslims, they don't like eating pigs for that reason. They're a very dirty creature. Just imagine if the toxins in your body aren't being released.
Yeah.
They're coming out through your feet. They're not coming out from your skin. So all that I'm going to turn people off bacon. But all that toxins and the things that they eat is disgusting. They will eat carcasses, roadkill, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. They'll eat, obviously, the crops and stuff like that. But that's why from a distance, like you run up to a pig and you see big nuts on them, whatever, and the pig just reeks. You can smell, this is going to be inaccurate, but kind of you can almost smell that it's a big pig when you're running up to it. Or if there's a lot of pigs that have been there. Because the scent hits you in the face and you're like, oh my God, you could smell it. You could smell it if there was pigs there or if it's a big pig.
Well, the problem is, man, is that pigs don't have sweat glands. They only
they don't.
have them on their nose, I believe, and
I think
possibly
they
their
come
feet.
their feet, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why, in order to cool themselves down, they'll often roll around in mud and anywhere that's got like wetland kind of thing. So a lot of like damp soil just to cool themselves down. Like they have to do it twice a day biologically.
Yep.
But what that presents is that they'll fuck up a lot of the waterways and they'll fuck up a lot of the lagoons and lakes and rivers because they'll just be rolling around all day in this wet soil. Because you can imagine it gets really fucking hot in outback Australia, especially up north in Queensland where there's a lot more humidity. So it's just their natural instinct to do so. It's not their fault that they're born like that. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
That's the process
that's how they cool themselves down.
How they
especially
cool themselves
on
down.
hot days. It's called wallowing. So
Wallowing. That's
wallow.
the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll wallow in the mud and stuff like that. It also keeps like obviously the nasties away from them, the ticks, all those
Yeah.
parasites. Also, it gives them a very good protective, like a protective shield almost. So you go and you might touch a big pig. So like that pig there, that pig's been wallowing that one on there, on the top, on there,
Yeah,
right
you
there.
can see the mud all
you can see
over
all
it,
the
yeah.
mud. But yeah, like they might get, like so when the mud dries, you know what mud's like when it dries on your boots. It's thick, it's tough, and that stays on their hair. So you
Right.
go and you hit that, and that's solid.
Yeah.
That is very solid. And that's a protective thing for them, like with brush, like off the trees and stuff like that. Mate, even like, it's not going to protect them from a bullet, but that's like their body armor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it does protect them. So that's why they do it as well. So but they're a very smart creature. They have they're a lot smarter than what dogs are. I think they're one of the most smartest animals in the world.
Well, I imagine they're very instinctual as well, right? Like they
know.
Yeah, they just know. They
Yeah.
know. There's a comprehension that goes beyond just
Yeah.
intelligence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they know when they go to feed. So they know where they sleep, and when they feed, they know it. They know their trails like the back of their hand. They're very smart, so they know where to go. So when I hunt in the state forest, just say the pig's feeding, the dogs jump off, they run towards, and they because their nose are 10 times better than dog's nose. So they can smell a dog coming. They go, holy shit, I got to get out of here. I just heard something, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
They're running for the blackberries. And the blackberry bush, like your normal blackberries that you eat, the blackberry bush is the sharpest fucking thing I've ever encountered in my life.
Really?
It's a bush. I got a photo. It's a bush. It's a big bush and it's just sharp thorns everywhere. So go there. Go up, left. Oh, sorry, down, left, up, there, that one. Click on that. So that there, see that bush behind it?
Yeah.
They'll bury themselves in that bush, and you got to go in there and pull yourself out.
Fuck.
Like you got to go there, pull the pig out, stab it, and everything like that. And he was Bear was in there with him with my mate's dog.
How did the dogs go in those blackberry bushes? Because obviously the pigs run there because they feel like they're going to be defended by the.
Depends on size. It really depends on the size of the dog. All the dogs struggle to get in there. It's very, like, you can see it, mate. That is fucking thick. You couldn't, like, you don't go crawling in that. A human wouldn't go crawling in that for fun.
Well, we're such pussies. We're fucking so soft.
We're so soft.
So soft, man.
Mate, you look at a dog will go run through the bush like it's nothing. A pig would do that.
Yeah.
Our skin is nothing.
We're balloons.
Frail.
We're balloons,
Yeah,
bro.
just blood balloons. That's all we are. Blood balloons, bro.
So your dog, any one of them, really could just run into that blackberry bush and still get that final kill? Or?
Yeah, they'll
Well, not the final kill, but be able to, like, catch the pig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the pig can break away.
Right.
And they can trick the dogs and do a loop and get out of there.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason they go in there in the first place.
Right.
They know if you're going to lose the dogs, you're losing the dogs in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where they're running 9
Yeah.
times out of 10. If they can get there in time, they're always running to that spot. And then when you have to go in there, that's when you're hating life.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, fuck me, why do I do this shit? You're like, fuck.
Why?
You go in, you're covered in blood, like you just scratched up and yeah.
Are you taking these home and are you, like, eating them?
No, I don't eat them. I just cut them up and give them to the dogs.
Really?
So that's my dog's treat for catching the pigs. Yeah, I haven't even eaten a pig.
Really? Is that
It's
just
funny how I've been talking about like, why the fuck do we go to butchers and shit like that? Fucking everyone is
Well,
saying.
that's usually the notion with hunters, right? Is that they eat what they kill.
So yeah, but if I go shoot a deer, I'm definitely taking it home and eating it. It's just so with the mountains. If you go out west, I'm not eating a pig from out west because they are susceptible to eating carcasses,
Right.
mainly. Up in the mountains, we done an experiment where we dropped a pig on the track.
Yeah.
So we killed it, we dragged it out, we left it on the track, and then we went there almost every week, and we looked at the pig, and the pig was still there for months and months and months and months. No other pig wanted to touch it.
Right.
And which is very odd. A pig will go eat another pig.
Wait, they're cannibals?
Yeah. They'll eat a dead pig. But I go out west.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
Yeah. Where I go out west, if I kill a pig and I leave it there, mate, 9 times out of 10, there's some going to be in it by that night.
Right.
So those pigs in the mountains, those are the pigs that I will take.
Yeah.
And eat if I was going to eat
Because they have a higher standard of what they'll eat.
But to me, it's effort. Like, it is effort, mate. Like,
to go and get it butchered.
Nah, fuck that. I'll do it myself. I know how to do everything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know how to do everything. But, like, you got to gut them. You got to make sure, you got to check their liver, kidneys, whatever. Just make sure that it's a perfectly healthy bloody artery. You know what I mean? Like, everything's okay. The heart's okay. Everything looks good enough to eat. Then you got to go through that, and then they say to freeze it for a certain amount of time to kill all the extra parasites if it may have any.
Mm-hmm.
Kill all that stuff, and then you cook it up. But with game meat, so with a pig that you get from a farm and a pig that you get in the wild, they don't taste the same. It's a very gamey flavor. It's a very strong flavor. It's not like it's basically, I like to say, like the pork that you get from the butchers and the beef you get from the butchers is watered down.
Yeah.
Because when I even went out to Queensland, I was with the Aboriginal tribe up there, and we went out and killed a cow.
Yeah.
And we killed the cow, we chopped it up, and we gave it to his family and stuff like that. And I had this beef, and the beef, like, it was a cow. It wasn't wild. It was wild, but it's not like. It was a healthy cow. It just looked like a cow.
Yeah, just roaming around.
Yeah, just roaming around. So we shot it, we got it, and then when I put it on the grill and I ate it, it was just, I don't know if it was because it was fresh or what, but it was just a different flavor, and it was so much nicer.
Yeah.
It was such a nice flavor.
Cow tastes good as it is, so I can't imagine.
Yeah, when you have farm things, they don't taste as strong as what the wild animals do. So the reason I'm saying that is you got to slow cook these things.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cook them fast.
Right.
Like with kangaroos, same thing. Because they're very lean meat, right? Even though pigs are fat and all that stuff. The kangaroos are very lean meat, so you got to cook them slow. Even with pigs, you slow cook them to kill the extra parasites as well. So, mate, it just takes a lot of effort. Like, and I'm lazy, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't really eat pork. Like, I'm not Muslim or anything like that, but I don't eat that much pork. I don't know why. It's so strange.
It's probably because you're so exposed to it and you see what a pig really is and you really understand it.
Yeah,
and, I think that plays.
Yeah,
into
like
the
I'm more of a beef man. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's so fucking weird even saying it on the podcast. Yeah, but it's so weird saying it on the podcast. Now, like, you're a hunter, but you don't eat pork. Like, you fucking weirdo.
You've gotten some clout from hunting.
Yeah,
you've gotten a bit of community behind you.
Yeah,
how'd you build that?
So that was basically when I started it was only the little thing with Bear, and I liked keeping to myself before Boar Breakers. Like, I didn't like posting shit on the internet and stuff like that. But then I did it, and then all of a sudden it was something where people seen a bloke from Sydney, you know, and I was a very vocal dude. I was posting stories, all that shit. Like, I was just being a fucking, like, you know, just trying to be funny, trying to be very entertaining. It was kind of my world out of my world.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so I got a lot of people from the country, the countryside, and people from Sydney who would follow me. It just blew up, and now it's definitely worldwide. So I've got people in USA, I know people in Canada, Hawaii, Argentina. Like,
that's
they
fucking
follow.
Wild.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
crazy.
That weird?
It's very weird.
Having a community that spreads out that wide.
Yeah, New Zealand. Like, I've had people message me, hey, mate, when you come to Hawaii, make sure you stop in so we can go for a hunt. And I'm like, well, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I have, with the page, it has been like it has its ups and downs, of course. And you will get backlash from your own people. If you don't do it right and you don't follow the way.
What did you get backlash for?
Like, you might get backlash for anything. You just get backlash because people are jealous.
Right.
people will come after you just, and then you got your vegans. Like,
Yeah, of course, they're going to be there.
Yeah, but
loud and proud.
I don't mind them. They're all right. It's just, it hurts more when it's your own people.
Of course.
Like a lot of the time it might be because that pig's too small to post.
Right.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
It's a cock, like, comparing exercise.
Mate,
like,
I don't give a flying fuck how big the pig is.
Yeah.
Regardless. I'm out there to train my dogs.
Yeah.
I like catching a pig because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like the roots, I'm catching food. That's how my brain works, even though I'm not. I'm not going to fucking eat the shit. I will one day, don't get me wrong. When somebody can cook it right and do it nice, I will. But
I think that's what you need. I think you need someone that just slow.
And I do know a
cooks
guy.
for hours and hours and hours.
I know a guy who went to my school and he's actually like a game chef.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, so he's wanted to tee up, but we haven't had the time because of COVID fucked us around.
Yeah.
But he's wanted to tee something up, but COVID.
So you've gotten some backlash because of people like saying that your pigs aren't too big enough to post.
Yeah,
or
mate,
it just could
be anything. Like people want to know where you're going hunting, or people accuse you of doing the wrong thing when you're not supposed to, and that's a big thing in itself. I don't want to get into that because I don't want to advertise that side of the industry. But yeah, there's always going to be people. It doesn't matter what you do. If you, go review, go doing tech stuff like on the internet, going reviewing tech or going hunting or going on holidays and, doing blogs and shit. It doesn't fucking matter, mate.
Yeah.
People are going to hate you or hate on you regardless. But really, it's just basically... I've done the page for 4 years.
How big is the community?
The hunting community in Australia.
No, your community, Boar Breakers. How big is the brand?
Oh, I don't know. There's 7,000 on Instagram and there's like 20-something thousand on Facebook. But yeah,
that's a stadium.
But
it's a stadium, bro. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, but to me, it doesn't matter, man. It only matters. What matters is the amount of good people that are on there. The other people are just, there's a lot of bystanders. There's a bit of people who want to watch you fail. There's a bit of people who just sticky beaks.
Yeah.
But then there's people that actually talk to you and actually
fuck with you, talk to you.
Yeah.
Get the merch running. Yeah. So go plug your merch. Where can people support you? Do you have merch on sale? Is that what you do?
Yeah. I've quietened down. I stopped it for a while because I wanted to have a break.
Yeah.
But on my website, www.boarbreakers.com, you can get merch.
BOARBREAKERS.
Yeah.
.com.
So you can get merch there. But like I
actually, Sean, can you pull up the website? Is this it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the one.
So you got some gear on here. That's mad.
Yeah, I need to update it a little.
It could use some work. I won't lie to you, but it's it's there. You've got a base there.
If you go to the right hand side, up the top.
So just go onto that shop page. Oh, mad! This is some legit gear.
Yeah. So and I can't hate on the page. Like even though I've wanted to stop and stuff like that, like. It paid for a lot of hunting gear and stuff like that. A lot of people, and I don't see it as people paying for hunting gear. I feel like people are supporting me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as they're cool jumpers and cool shirts and this and that, they're supporting me.
Well, they're supporting you in the brand.
That's right. And I can't go and stop Boar Breakers just because of a couple of people that are going to hate on you.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I've had people from all over the world, all over Australia, like... I've had people give me free shit. I've had people say, listen, if you want to come up and come hunting with me, I will take you to my spots. Yeah. I'll let you go hunting. I'll show you what it's like to hunt in Northern Territory. I'll show you what it's like to hunt in Cape York. And to me, that's massive. You opened me up. Like, even like I was going, when I went to Cape York and I was with the Aboriginal tribe, I was sitting there. We went out fishing for lunch. We caught fish. We're there had on fire. His grandmother was there. His aunties were there, uncles, little kids. And we sat there by the fire and we ate the fish. You invited me into your life. Like you treated me like family. You know what I mean? And that's massive to me. And then you have other people who just want to bring you down. Yeah. and it will always happen. But the ups are always going to be bigger than the downs for me, and that's why I've kept the page.
Well, the thing is, the people that talk shit online, that's all they're doing. They're talking shit online. You're getting opportunities to go and have real life experiences and get more in touch with that in deeper side of yourself. So your Instagram and Facebook and website is just Boar Breakers. Very easy to find. You post there frequently.
Yep.
Great content.
Yeah. I've been quiet lately, but because of summer, you got to be careful with the dogs.
When are you hunting next?
Next week.
Next week? How
Have
exciting.
Have to. It's been ages. My car's been getting fixed, and mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't wait to get out with Christmas, and I caught COVID.
Fuck.
So when Christmas happened, I was meant to go hunting.
Yeah.
I got COVID, and I actually got it really bad.
You got a bad COVID?
So when people are like, "Oh, it's just the fucking flu," mate, I wish I had that COVID because, mate, I didn't get a flu. Like this thing was.
Everyone has a very different immunological response. Is that even a word, immunological? Everyone
don't
has
know.
a very different. It sounded right.
I don't know
where the fuck I pulled that out
I don't know.
of. Everyone has a very different response to it, and it's hard to gauge.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to gauge. It's just I'm glad you got through it. I'm glad that you're healthy. I'm glad that you're well.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're hunting again. I want to fucking join you one day, man.
100%.
I want to fucking do it.
Yeah. Oh, you're coming. You're coming, and then we can talk about it the next time I come on.
100%. I've never been hunting before. I've never even come remotely close to it.
Yeah.
Yask and Nino or Chris were outside right now.
Yeah.
They're like, Luca would never fucking hunt.
Yeah, you will. I'll make you come. It's awesome. It's just a different experience, mate. It's not like anything you've ever done before.
Yeah.
And you can like it, or you can't. Like, or you know, like you might
I
not.
won't know until I try.
100%.
All right, man. I've got to wrap it up.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining me. It's been a fucking honor, man.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll be looking out for your right fucking hook. That's for sure.
Cheers.
All right,
for that,
guys.
bro.
That's it.